Trapped in a traffic jam, a father and son argued in their car. Suddenly, the van in front of them bursts open. A monstrous figure with animalistic feet and a wing for a hand attacks. Fearful, they huddle back in their car. The creature is subdued by the police. The city is in the midst of a terrifying epidemic, a disease transforming people into animalistic beings. Francois, the father, is grappling with a personal tragedy. His wife, hospitalized with the disease, is transforming beyond recognition. The doctors insist she stay, but Francois longs to care for her himself. Visiting his wife is excruciating. Her face is ravaged by the disease. When Francois pleads with his son to visit his mother, the boy hesitates, heartbroken by the monstrous transformation. As night falls, the city braces itself for a chilling sight, the forced transfer of the infected to this concrete cage. The chaos deepens. A bus carrying infected humans plunges into the water, leaving many dead or lost. Fear grips Francois' son at night. A monstrous figure peers through his window, but vanishes on closer look. Was it a hallucination? Francois, frantic with worry, rushes to the accident site. The news is grim. The officer reveals a horrifying detail. His wife is neither among the dead nor the identified. She's lost. Back home, a troubling incident unfolds. Francois' son overpowers his team in a schoolyard tug-of-war, displaying unexpected strength. A broken nail and a protruding spine bone send shivers down his spine. Is he turning into a beast too? Fear sends him rushing to the bath, but the transformation seems unstoppable. Meanwhile, at the supermarket, Francois encounters the same officer who delivered the news of his wife's disappearance. The officer offers no solace, his words echoing the chilling truth: Francois' wife remains lost. The officer assures him her name isn't on the deceased list, and they're providing proper care for the survivors. Suddenly, a commotion erupts in the mall. A frantic man claims to have spotted a strange individual. Panic ensues as everyone scatters. Francois, driven by a sliver of hope, pushes forward. Perhaps it's his wife, but instead, he encounters a horrifying sight: a man with an octopus-like form. The creature attempts to flee upon seeing the officer but is swiftly apprehended. Amidst the chaos, Francois notices a little girl transformed into a bird. Outside the mall, the officer questions Francois about his extensive purchases. He feigns a camping trip to conceal his true motives. Francois, believing his wife is lost in the wilderness after the bus accident, has devised a desperate plan. He hopes his and his son's clothes will lure her back through her heightened sense of smell. The government's mandate, however, forces him to abandon this attempt, as keeping the infected at home is now forbidden. Francois, mirroring his own desperation, longs to care for his wife himself. He explains his shopping spree as preparation for a camping trip, a cover for his true plan. Back home, he reveals to his son the unsettling news: 2 mutant sightings at the mall and the possibility of his mother being lost in the wilderness after the bus accident. He proposes a search mission to the jungle this Friday. However, Friday clashes with his son's social life. A girl's invitation to a party throws a wrench into Francois' plan. Hesitantly, he allows his son to attend, emphasizing an 8 p.m. curfew. The party unfolds with youthful revelry, but things take a strange turn. Feeling unwell, Francois' son receives a tablet from a concerned friend. Instead of swallowing it, he licks it instinctively, mirroring a canine's behavior. This unsettling act foreshadows a grim transformation. Waking up in the jungle the next morning, his throat feels raw. Fear propels him back home. Upon reaching the bathroom, he hides the horrifying truth from his father. Clawing at his throat, he dislodges a feather, a physical manifestation of his monstrous metamorphosis. The realization dawns on him: he, too, is succumbing to the beastly affliction. United by a shared fate, the father and son, accompanied by their loyal dog, embark on a desperate journey into the jungle, determined to find the missing mother and face the unknown together. Francois' son's desperate cries for his mother echo through the dense jungle, but their search yields nothing. Exhausted, they bed down for the night. Suddenly, their dog erupts in a frenzy of barking, leading them to a tree where a monkey-like figure perches. As they approach, a monstrous eagle swoops down, attacking Francois' son. Before the attack can turn fatal, the eagle creature notices his transforming lips, a sign of the infection. Recognizing a kindred spirit, the eagle spares him further harm, though not entirely unscathed. Francois rushes his injured son back towards civilization, desperate for medical attention. Francois's son resists the hospital visit, fearing exposure. But fate intervenes when they encounter the same police officer. With a flimsy lie about a dog bite, Francois tries to downplay the situation. However, the officer remains firm, insisting on a hospital visit. She even accompanies them, further complicating the situation. At the military-run hospital, army doctors tend to the wounds. The officer delivers chilling news: the government has called in the army to contain the escalating crisis. Discharged and returning home, an unnerving scene unfolds. His son, with an almost animalistic impulse, rips off the bandage, licks his wound, and walks on all fours. The transformation continues. At school, another bizarre incident occurs. During a lab session, the son hears the rats talking. His terrified scream silences them, as if they understand his newfound animalistic communication. Driven by an unknown urge, the son heads towards the river, marking a crucial turning point in his transformation. Driven by a primal urge, Francois's son devours a raw fish from the river, witnessed by a nearby woman. Before she can react, he flees back into the jungle. There, he encounters the Eagle Man again, struggling to fly. The Eagle Man, yearning for a smooth flight, offers the boy a raw fish. In their exchange, the Eagle Man reveals his desire to find a place to practice flying without the pain of constant falls. The boy, with a newfound animalistic cunning, devises a solution. He leads the Eagle Man to a pond and clears overhanging branches, creating a safe space to fly and fall into the water without injury. Meanwhile, at Francois's restaurant, chaos erupts. A monstrous creature attacks Francois. In the midst of the mayhem, Francois catches a glimpse of another transformed figure who flees the scene. Could it be his wife? Hope flickers within him. The attacker lets out a deafening roar, but before panic engulfs the restaurant, the owner intervenes, surprisingly calming the beast with a simple command. The animal, restrained by chains, reluctantly approaches a customer, highlighting the growing control the authorities have over these monstrous beings. The police arrive swiftly and apprehend the creature. Francois joins the officer on a search party back into the jungle, hoping to find the other large animal, his wife perhaps. The search proves fruitless, but they stumble upon his son's bicycle. Back home, a horrifying discovery awaits Francois. Nails, broken by his son and discarded in the sink, confirm his growing suspicions. The transformation is upon his son. At school, another incident unfolds. A broken and fallen tooth becomes the target of ridicule, forcing his son to retreat. He seeks solace with the Eagle Man, observing his flying practice and neglecting his wounds. Back home, a tense exchange ensues. Francois, his suspicions solidified by his son's reluctance to show his hands, confronts him. A desperate plea for release escapes his son's lips, but Francois holds firm. He recognizes the transformation and assures his son of his love and support. He pleads for information, hoping to understand the nature of the change. His son reveals his heightened sense of hearing and the mystery of his strange nails. Francois, filled with despair, wonders if his son's friends share this terrifying secret. No one knows, his son whispers, his fear palpable. A haunting question hangs in the air: will Francois become like his wife, chained and isolated? The answer lingers heavy, unspoken. The next day, the restaurant bustles with a party. Francois notices his son's grotesquely long nails. A scolding escalates into a struggle, a desperate attempt by Francois to protect his son from horrified onlookers. It's a heartbreaking display of a father's love curdling into a desperate act of violence. With a pair of scissors at his throat, the son submits. The nail clippings fall, a grim reminder of the metamorphosis. Back in the throng of the party, a glimmer of connection surfaces. Francois's son and his friend share a moment of closeness, a lifeline amidst the chaos. The girl, far from repulsed, seems to understand and accept the transformation. However, their solace is short-lived. A classmate, armed with a device that emits a sound only animals can perceive, torments Francois' son. The truth is out, and the boy lashes out, his rage a manifestation of the beast within. The situation escalates. Marked by the classmate's attack, Francois' son flees into the jungle, hunted by the police and army. The Eagle Man, his former flying companion, offers him refuge and guides him through the dense canopy. They reach a riverbank, but the pursuing forces are relentless. The army opens fire, and the Eagle Man dies tragically in the crossfire. Francois' son, seemingly accepting this wild sanctuary as his new home, forages for food and bathes in the river. As he emerges, strange markings etch his back, a testament to his accelerating transformation. Deeper into the jungle, he stumbles upon a hidden community, a refuge for others like him, monstrous humans living in harmony. There, amidst the animalistic figures, a snake man, a monkey man, a pig man, and even a chameleon child, he encounters his mother. Though robbed of human speech, she recognizes him through scent, urging him towards a cave, a safe haven. Emile, as Francois' son is now called, observes their coexistence. Peace reigns until the military disrupts their tranquility. Smoke bombs fill the air, and the army deploys a device emitting sounds that inflict unbearable pain on these transformed beings. The conclusion of the story is heartwarming and bittersweet. Emile, Francois' son, endures the military's sonic torture alongside his newfound community. Though captured, his chameleon friend escapes. Reunited with Francois, Emile's struggle to sign the paper raises suspicion. A tense standoff ensues, but Francois acts swiftly, forging Emile's signature and whisking him away. The ever-vigilant officer senses something amiss and the military gives chase. Fearing capture and the horrors of the detainment center, Emile asks Francois a heartbreaking question. Francois reassures him and reveals the news of his mother in the jungle. Leading Emile deep into the jungle, Francois makes a heart-wrenching decision. Tears welling up, he urges his son to embrace his freedom in this sanctuary. Emile disappears into the foliage, leaving Francois alone but with a glimmer of hope. His son is safe. The weight of this sacrifice hangs heavy as the film fades to black.